last year we added LB, Lincoln Douglas debate. And this year, it keeps expanding. I think we're going to try to do some more speech events and maybe in the Parley debates and mushrooms. But so it's been quite a ride. It's been Teresa and my pleasure to run this club, and I don't think we could have anticipated what it was going to be when we started it. It's just really blown us away, the impact on the kids and what has happened with it. So the name of our club is RAPIDS, and there was a lot of discussion in the first year we did this about what the name was going to be, and the kids came up with RAPIDS, and it's not a real humble name, because it stands for really awesome people in debate and speech. But we acknowledged that, so we had kind of a motto that always goes with RAPIDS, and that's Soli Deo Gloria, which means glory only to God. Okay. Approximately. Soli Deo Gloria is what we try to do in everything that we do. So when you're in a competitive, something competitive like this, then you have a tendency to get prideful when you succeed. We always try to get the focus back to God and to Christ, and to keep everything in perspective, always what we're doing. So we really try to live by the Soli Deo Gloria. So why would you want to do speech and debate? And there's reasons for the kids. I'm speaking mainly to the parents. You might think of a situation in homeschooling where, let's just say, just for a moment, that you wanted to teach them about Russian history, and you wanted to teach them about the flat tax, and you wanted to teach them about the U.S. military presence in Japan, and you wanted to teach them about overfishing on the coast of Alaska. Just say these four things you really wanted to teach your kids this year. So you get out the Russian history book and you start reading about Peter the Great. And your kids are going, oh wow, this is really interesting, this is great, yeah, okay, read more about it. Maybe your experience was that, but in ours, it was kind of like, I'd get out the history book and they were kind of like, they weren't really excited about it. We started this, and one of the biggest surprises we had in our own children was that they started reading about Russian history on their own. And we're like, wow, and they were excited about it. And they started learning about the flat tax and everything about it, and teaching us about the flat tax. And we were just blown away by the fact that the kids got excited about learning. So really, in terms of in terms of a homeschool, you might want to do that. For us, and really, again, we didn't really anticipate this, there's not been any more effective way of teaching our kids than what we have done with this. That's been our experience. Obviously, in terms of public speaking, that's what most people think of when they come in this. And yeah, certainly they learn public speaking. And yes, they learn debate and argumentation. But critical thinking, persuasion, current events, history, as I mentioned, they learn a ton about the resolution. The resolution is the topic. They just learn a ton about that. And, the weirdest thing about it, the thing that has just been so surprising, I think the other parents here would say that too, a blast doing it. It's been so weird because so much kind of forcing stuff down my kids' throats as far as in homeschooling. All of a sudden, they just are so excited about it, and it's something about the competitive nature of this activity that just gets them really excited about it. So, why wouldn't you want to do it? Well, your kids will debate you with everything. So that's interesting. And they can get really so excited about it that and this can happen in any activity, right? That they get so excited about it that that's just what they want to do all the time, okay? That's really not a reason not to do it, because they're really learning when they do it. But I don't know, is there any other reason to not do it?
It takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time, that's true.
So sometimes you just miss the days where you just had your English and math and reading time, and then you were kind of done. And speech and debates, it seems to never end, right, you guys?
It's a bit of a black hole, because you can never really be prepared for the tournament that's coming. Okay, I'll finish here this before we get into what the students are going to do with our mission. And we changed this a little bit this year, but our mission has always been to bring glory to God. And that's how it starts. And again, I emphasize this to the students, that everything we do, whether it is in club, or it's in a tournament in Colorado, or it's in our tournament that we had here last year, is bringing glory to God. And that really is the first words of our mission, and it's really what we try to do. To bring glory to God by equipping homeschool students and their families in communication skills through debate and speech. So that is our mission, and that's what we try, that's really what we try to accomplish. Any other words? All right, so with that, we have a debate for you. Are the debaters ready? Yeah, and I'll go check the breaker.
Everyone ready? All right. Negative team ready? All right, then I'll begin. Quote, our inhumane treatment of livestock is becoming widespread and more barbaric. These creatures feel, they know pain. They suffer pain just as we humans suffer pain, unquote. This quote is by Senator Robert Byrd when he was addressing the U.S. Senate. We believe that what he was stating is something very close to my partner and I's hearts, and that is why we stand firmly resolved that this house should become vegetarians. Observation 1 today is definitions. All definitions come from the Common Sense Dictionary. The first definition today is this house shall be defined as everyone present in this room. Our second definition is Bambi shall be defined as any and all types of meat, as it is very cruel to simplify animals down to simply a piece of meat. And our third and final definition today is vegetarian shall be defined as one that does not Bambi. But why is eating Bambi such an awful thing? Well, in 2 reasons for change today, or RFCs, we will show you the harms of eating Bambi. Our first RFC today is that of Bambi hurts people. Studies from TryVeg.com show that eating meat increases your risk for number 1, heart disease, number 2, cancer, and number 3, obesity. Now, our second RFC of today is that Bambi hurts Bambi. TryVeg.com also states this, quote, each time we sit down to eat, we make a choice. Do we want to support kindness and mercy, or do we want to support cruelty and misery? If the abuses endured by farmed animals were forced upon dogs and cats, the perpetrators would be prosecuted for cruelty to animals, unquote. Well, now that we have showed you why eating Bambi is such an awful thing, we will go into our plan to save Bambi. And you can simply tag this as Save Bambi, Save the World. Mandate 1 of today is everyone in this house shall become vegetarians. Mandate 2 is a Bambi detector will be installed into everyone's house. And mandate 3, funding will come from the negative team's bank account. Advantages of this plan include number 1, a better world for Bambi. Number 2, a better world for Bambi means a better world for humanity. Thank you. Please join the affirmative team in stopping the harm of Bambi. I'm now open for cross-examination.
Okay. First off, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Good. And can I have a copy of your case?
Yeah.
There you go. Are you vegetarians yourselves?
Well, I'm basically vegetarian. I just have a few exceptions, such as hamburger, bacon.
Are animals equal to humans?
Animals equal to humans? Yes. I mean, they have a heart, they have a brain, they breathe, all the things that humans do.
Okay. How does meat hurt meat?
How does meat hurt meat? Like some examples, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first off, I just think you only have 2 minutes, and I just have so many reasons that I feel that I would just take up all your time.
Well, I don't have any questions, so you can go ahead. I mean.
Okay, well, it's just that I'm just not a very qualified person on that, so I would just ask a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to save Bambi, meat, or Bambi as you defined it, why are you eating the food that Bambi eats?
There's enough greens in the world for everyone.
Oh, okay. And the last and probably the most important question is funding. Are you saying, do you think that the negative team has enough money in their bank account for this?
You both have jobs.
Okay, thank you, that's all.
All right. Imagine a world without bacon. And first off, I'll start off with a counter definition of vegetarian. A bad hunter, someone who survives by consuming not food, but stuff that food eats. Now, moving on to funding. We cannot afford to pay for this expensive enterprise. We have minimum wage jobs, and those do not go very far. You need thousands of dollars to accomplish this, and we do not have that. And now they said that meat hurts people. It causes disease. I have a little article here that says, meat-free diets are popular in many benefit-conscious dinners and those with concerns that consuming animal products but eating meat can be important in your diet. Meat has many nutritional diseases, preventions, and even weight loss properties, according to Alyssa Z. And also, veggies don't make you big and strong. They said it does, but they don't. Meat has all the protein. Meat keeps you going, not veggies. Veggies are just green, and they don't have very much protein in them. And now moving on to my disadvantages. If this whole house goes vegetarian, we will be known as the wimpy ones. When we go to any tournaments, we'll all be like real scrawny and we'll be all weak. We'll be known as wimpy. And now disadvantage 2. If the whole club has to eat vegetables, we won't have as many people here. Because, I mean, really, we like meat. We don't want to have to come here and not be able to eat vegetables. And also, number 3. If we have to eat veggies all the time, we will always be hungry. We won't be able to concentrate on doing our debate work and our speeches and writing up all this stuff, because we'll just be hungry. We'll just be looking for all these green veggies all the time, trying to get enough protein in us to keep us moving for the day. So, I would just like to say that veggies are bad. You wouldn't be able to eat bacon, chicken? Imagine a world without that. It would not be good. Thank you, and I'm now open for cross-examination.
All right. That was a great speech, Josh. I just have a couple of questions for you on it.
All right.
Let's go ahead and start with the definition. What was the source of the definition that you brought up?
The Urban Dictionary.
And do you believe that this is a qualified source?
Very qualified.
Okay, so why should this definition be preferred over the definition that my partner presented in her last speech?
It is much more politically correct.
Politically correct. Okay, all right. Now let's move into the reasons for change. You said that we wouldn't be able to get enough protein, correct?
Yes.
Would you agree that vegetarians still eat proteins such as eggs and fish?
But most of the protein comes from the meat, and they don't have meat.
Okay.
They don't eat meat, and so they won't get enough protein.
Okay, thank you. And then, did your mom ever tell you to eat your veggies if you wanted to grow up to be big and strong?
That's just a saying.
All right. Now to move into the issue of funding. Now, you said that you and your partner had jobs, correct?
Yes, we do have jobs.
So you have income every week or two.
Very low.
All right. Moving on to your disadvantages. Under your first disadvantage, you said we'd be known as the Wimpy Club. Do you believe that we should value others' opinions over our individual health?
Yes, because if we're known as Wimpy Club, then no one will respect us.
And that should be valued over us being healthy.
And if we eat meat, we'll still be healthy.
Okay. Under your second disadvantage, you said that the club would decrease in size. Now, did we define this house as the club or just everybody here?
Everybody here, and they would decrease in size.
Okay.
They wouldn't want to come if they can't eat meat.
Okay. Now, under your third disadvantage, now let's say you and your partner, how much speech and prep time do you put in for, say, this round?
5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Now, are you a vegetarian?
No.
So does this disadvantage already exist?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.